Hello everybody! The patch has just dropped today, and I have, of course, a new deck for you. A little bit of new leader action. Gernichora is going to be the first one I look at. I'm, of course, going to look at all of the new leaders and see if I can make them work in some fashion over the coming week, and, even after that. But today, on stream, I was playing a lot of this, and it worked out very damn well. A lot of people have been playing Gernichora with artifacts because the new artifact change means her ability can allow you to reuse the artifact multiple times within a turn effectively, giving you big value. But I think there's a bit too much artifact removal going around for that to be good right now. It might be in the future if it doesn't get changed, but for now everyone's kind of wary of it and playing stuff like Nithrol and other artifact removal. So I'm not running those. What I am running is a lot of Deathwish units, really kind of going for that Deathwish and Thrive synergy that I think Gernichora really can use well. Basically, the idea is to have only units above 1 strength. I'm not playing Arc Spores or Ancient Foglets because they won't proc her Thrive ability on the eggs, or whatever they're called, the fruit. So Drowner's the lowest unit, and that works pretty nicely if you want to go egg into a fruit and then a Drowner. The rest of the deck is pretty much allowing you to consume the fruits and consume Deathwish units, destroy your own Deathwish units at the same time. So you're kind of trying to double up, killing your own units, both the Gernichora fruits and your other Deathwish stuff. So there's a lot of tools to enable that. We have Karen is probably one of the big finishers of the deck, along with the Brues Crone. Now these are going to be used to kind of chomp on all of the Deathwish units simultaneously at the end of the game. Literally the last game I just played, I won with Brues, eating a couple of Deathwish guys for huge points and winning the game there. So those are kind of the go-to for winning. Karen's also very nice. You don't have to play all of the charges immediately. You can play it, eat a Gernichora fruit, and then eat another 2 in the following turns. So you can kind of use it as a bit of a Slizzard effect as well, if you want to do that. Of course, it was a bit of an expensive Slizzard if you go for that option, but you can do that if you need to. We also have Goliath and Ghoul as a nice little bit of a finisher, as well as Griffins, which work well with Ghoul to get that consistent value. That's just a nice big tempo play if you need it. If you want to bleed a little bit with Goliath, you can as well. Otherwise, just a good amount of points for provisions. Griffin works insanely well with Gernichora, of course, because you just play the fruit, you eat it immediately with Griffin straight after, you get a free 8 points effectively. Really strong bodies for not too much provision cost. We have Nithrol for artifact removal, and we have the other Crones, of course, synergizing with the main Crone, the Brues. Yeah, the other Crones aren't bad either. We also have Avalak, which is really neat. He synergizes with Slizzard and Karen to a lesser extent, and even to some extent with Drowner, your Thrive units, right? But mainly he's there to threaten sort of the Slizzard wombo combo dream where you immunize that and then go crazy with the Slizzard on Gernichora stuff and on your Deathwish units and even other units as well, just making everything immune and very chunky. In theory, that can happen. I haven't had it happen yet, but it's there to threaten. Avalak is another unit that has to be removed. Can potentially tank a lock or something for Slizzard, which can let that get rolling. So what else? We also have Geralt. He's just there for big tanky removal. You need a bit of interaction with your opponent. Geralt's finding a lot of value at the moment. Professional got nerfed as well, which makes this version of Geralt a little bit better, I think. And yeah, we also have Cyclopses to get the Deathwish synergy along with the Deathwish units, which are Rotfiend, Bridge Troll, and Harpy Egg. Sometimes you have a little bit too many, but that's kind of why you're including Karen and Brues in there as well. As Slizzard and Cyclops, those are all the ways you can eat stuff. So yeah, the idea is just they're your main core value, along with the Gernichora ability. And Drowner's also there for a bit of movement, disrupting the opponent, disrupting enemy Slizzards, because Gernichora herself is quite popular right now as a deck. And also, of course, Magni divisions, whatnot. There's a lot of movable units. Even Avalak is actually range locked now, which is worth keeping in mind. And yeah, we have Deathwish units. We have Slizzard, which is kind of alongside the leader ability going to be generating a lot of points. It is vulnerable to tool removal. Got to watch out for that a little bit. But typically you can control it quite well. You maybe play Slizzard not at the very beginning. You want to kind of play your Griffins first, and then maybe get some Thrive value going from the Gernichora fruit, and then eventually you play a Slizzard and start consuming. Hopefully not making it too big or not playing too much into removal. Ideally you just make it immune with Avalak, right? And of course we have a little bit of thinning with riders. That's pretty standard in monsters. So that's the deck. I think it's pretty tight. Maybe could be improved a little bit, but this is sort of the best way I think to do a Deathwish approach to this deck, rather than something based on Thrive and big units only. I have really been enjoying this version. We'll jump into a game or two and see how it goes. Alright, opponent is going to be Woodland Spirit. We'll see if we can take him down. Definitely still one of the stronger monster leaders, I think, if not stronger than Gernichora. Kind of hard to say right now. Maybe with some optimized Gurney lists, then she'll be able to shine, but Woodland definitely has the scary finishers available still. And a lot of tools to deal with you. But, what have we got here? Well, a lot of nice stuff. We don't have any bricks, so probably we can mulligan maybe like a Bridge Troll or a Harpy Egg, because we might find it hard to get value from them this round. But realistically, this hand is fine. I mean, we have a lot of good cards, no really bad cards. And we have a low amount of mulligans, so whatever. Won't be too worried about that. Just as long as we have some nice engines, some Deathwish synergy, and a few other gold cards, then we should be okay. Going to be starting with a Necker Warrior, no problem. So here, what we probably want to just go with, I think, is Gurney into Griffin. As we'll get that out of the way. It's a play you always want to make at the beginning, before you offer them Slizzard, as an option for them to remove. And because the bigger the Gernichora fruit gets, the worse your Griffin becomes, if that makes sense. So what do we have here? Well, we can of course play the fruit again. We get to do that every turn effectively. And now we'll probably play the Drowner because it's giving us the perfect amount of Thrive. We can deal with that unit. Unfortunately, it does kill our Drowner, which is not what I was wanting. I was hoping it would kill the fruit or the Griffin, but that's okay. It's actually going to kill it, which is probably not a good idea, buddy, because I just get another one of those. But okay. So we'll do another Gernichora fruit, of course. And this time we'll probably develop the Slizzard. We have seen a Drowner already, so this is a bit safer now than it would be doing it earlier on. And Doragore going to come down to lock it. Fair enough, that is one way to deal with it. We don't play the Avlight this round, I think. There's going to be too many ways for him to deal with the Avalak and the Slizzard, so we'll just save that for later. Here we can definitely play the Egg. Get the Thrive on the fruit. Oh, I've completed a contract. Wow. Very cool. And we'll see what's up next. He's actually giving me extra points by moving the fruits, which, is not a good idea for him. Little does he know, I suppose. Now we're probably fine to go with the Riders, do some thinning. We'll go ahead and play Rotfiend later, and then maybe K-Run this round, because we'll be able to eat a lot of stuff with that. We'll see, maybe we don't even want to push him that hard, push him out of the round yet. We do want to save Geralt for later, maybe, as a sort of finisher way to deal with the big units he'll have. So, we're definitely going to play Rotfiend. Gets us ahead nicely, and I think K-Run will be very nice, because we can eat the fruit as well as the two Deathwish boys. He is playing a lot of big, chunky boys, so hopefully his hand is looking like a few ghouls or bad plays that we don't have to worry about too much. This will proc the fruit as well, which is really awesome. So we'll go ahead and eat all this stuff. And of course we'll get fruit back next turn if we want to play it. Okay. So we are ahead, very nice. Gonna be a Beckers though, wow. That's pretty neat. And we have the decision of whether to keep playing or not. I think we do want to pass, because using Geralt here, while it might win us the round, we're not really going to have a way to actually contest the large amount of points that he'll produce in round 3. So I think that holding on to Geralt is really smart. And yeah, we won't have last say, which could come back to bite us, but at the same time it might not, because if he bleeds here, we might get a card, and if he doesn't, then we might be able to find big Avalak value with a Slizzard in round 3, for example. I think we'll get rid of Cyclops here, because we can already kill our own unit if we need to. Ghoul is not looking that hot, but it's always okay, at least on Griffin. As for the rest, I think we'll keep it here. This hand should be good enough to beat him if he pushes us. And if he doesn't, then we want to keep Avalak and the other tools for round 3 in case we find Slizzard, right? Looks like he is going to play, fair enough. So we'll go with a fruit. Harpy Egg, just to get things rolling. And then we can maybe choose to go with the damage, the Bruess, whatever works. Goliath is going to be played, so we may be able to kind of try to get ahead of him here. He will pull out a Drowner, right? So if we played our Geralt now, it would get us ahead, which might be worth doing. I actually kind of like it. I think having the extra card will be enough to win. So let's go and do that. Get the extra Thrive and get another unit out of our deck that we maybe don't want for round 3. Now we're going to have to deal with a large amount of points from the opponent. So what do we want to go for here? We can just do a Ghoul, I suppose, for 9. It's not too shabby and it does get us ahead by 1 point. If we can save the Crone for round 3, that would be good. But I don't know how feasible that will be. It kind of depends whether he has a Ghoul or not here, probably. So here I think Wispess is good. Just to make sure we have the double consume. Actually, I don't know, it's tricky, right? Because the single consume is probably better in terms of points, but nah, I think this is fine. I think this is fine.
A word once given will never break.
We'll just throw that down there. Makes it easier for us to beat Caldwell if that's his last play. And I don't know, I mean, we might be in trouble because Woodland plus a Ghoul or whatever is just so many points. Right now we don't have a way to deal with it, even with last say. We won't be able to find a way to deal with it either. So we'll see. The round's also not long enough maybe for Slizzard to find enough value to win, so we'll see. But okay, gonna be a pass. If we can find some awesome Deathwish synergy with Brewess, then we might be fine. You know, a couple of Bridge Trolls, for example. Bridge Troll and Rock Fiend or whatever. Do have the Slizzard and Avalak combo, which is cool, but I think we get rid of Cyclops and Nithrol. We can do that combo and it's never going to be bad. Brewess might be though, since we didn't find any Deathwish synergy, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and do this. I think we might have to just take the risk of playing Slizzard now. Slizzard, sorry. Yeah, I think we have to. If he has an answer for this, he has an answer, right? I think at this stage of the game it's unlikely that he will. It's quite a lot of points. So I think we go ahead and play Avalak now to give this immune if we need to. And I mean, potentially we can win if we dodge some removal, but I think we're going to be kind of lacking points a little bit. That is annoying. So we cannot immunize our Slizzard, unfortunately. What we can do is consume these two guys, but I think first we want to Goliath probably and make him immune, right? Could do that. I mean, to be fair, it's pretty close, right, in terms of points. We might be winning this. We might very well be winning. So now it's Crone time, because of course we want to get as much of the boost value as possible, right, at the end. And we can also disrupt Caldwell if he has it. He might have a Ghoul, it's most likely, right? So we got him. Nice! That was quite close. But I think getting the card in round 2 was very, very important. Cool. Let's jump into another and see if we can win. That last Woodland definitely didn't play perfectly. So we're up against Woodland again. Let's see what we can do this time round. I think definitely having no spears is helpful because there's so much artifact removal going around. Like you saw there, the dead Nithrol actually really helped us to win big time. As for this time round, well, double Slizzard I don't really need. I could keep it because I'll probably remove one though. And in terms of what else, probably Cyclops we don't really need either right now. I think I will mulligan a Slizzard. And then potentially, yeah, Bridge Troll. Or we could keep this, I suppose. It's not too bad of a keep. I'd rather not break the Wild Hunt Rider. So how are we going to start here? I think we just do the regular of the Griffins. Get the immediate Griffin value, establish the graveyard, get the biggest unit and all that. And then we'll see where we go from there. It's kind of weird because we miss out on a bit of Thrive value from Drowner, so maybe we go with the Drowner next. I kind of don't need to drown that immediately. So I think we'll just go with another egg. Another fruit. Fruity tooty. I love this combo so much. It just feels really awesome to play and it's quite powerful, right? Like, just 8 points. Boom, boom. Not too shabby at all. Now we can deal with the Drowner, very cool. So that'll be our play, of course. This and then Drowner, and it gets Thrive effect. Oh, I love that so much, man. It just feels great. Feels really great to play. Feels strong and feels powerful and feels synergistic as well. So now I think it's Scissor time. God, I keep pronouncing it wrong today. I don't know why. We could definitely boost it. I think that's fine. Woodland's more likely to have like a 4 damage removal than a 9 damage removal, I think. And it looks like we're going to survive. Although Yerden might hurt, to be honest. Let's just throw out Rot Fiend. It might snipe one of these guys. It also does boost these for Thrive. And probably will take a pretty, soon pass if he doesn't. Okay. Good to win that round. We can definitely go straight to round 3 now, I think, and we should be outvaluing Woodland in a long round with the Gernichora ability. Gets you so many points in a long round. And, not a small amount in a short round either, to be fair. So how's his hand looking? Very not bad at all. We kind of don't want too many crones. That's maybe the one thing. Or too many consume effects, rather. Right? We maybe just want Kairon alone or Bruas, but we can kind of worry about that later. I think we definitely don't want to mulligan our, our Death Wish cards. So we'll just play Rider here, maybe. Gernichora passive and Rider. Since we're on 8, we're not scared of, him overtaking, because we can always get a card anyway. This will just allow us to thin the deck a bit. And we could even play Goliath if we want to potentially fill up the graveyard even more for Ghoul. It's definitely a viable play. We might even get some of his kind of engines out here, which would be lovely. So I think we're going to do that, because it's very hard for him to overcome here without committing big resources now that he did Arc Sport. So we'll have to see. I mean, it's not even bad for him that he's forced to play like a woodland, what's it called? I don't even remember what the bloody cards are called. Okay, so we can probably pass, I think. Again, it's like we're going to have a very strong long round. Yes, he overcomes with quite a few cards like Spear Tip, Goliath, Unicorn, but whatever. I think our long round should be good enough now. We've even got a little bit more of a graveyard established. And we've hopefully got some of the synergy from his deck in the Kairon Unicorn gone, as well as maybe a bit of Thrive value, not in round 3 for him. Ooh, having to play Woodlands? That's really bad for him. Wow, okay, nice. So basically we're a bunch of points up now with the leader ability. He doesn't have one. Should have played Gernichora, mate, what can I say? But it does seem like monsters are very strong at the moment. Definitely not too shabby. I like this hand a lot, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. I really like this hand. We've got all of the Deathwish stuff. We can kind of make a big unit very immune with all the Bridge Troll nonsense as well. Maybe we mulligan one Bridge Troll, though, to be honest. Yeah, I'm a little bit wary of having too many buffs on the same big unit. I like this hand a lot. We have immunity for Kairon, which means it can kind of chomp on the fruit as they come out. We've got immunity for a big unit if we need it, alternatively. And we have all the Deathwish stuff to kind of proc that big value. What else could we even have wanted here? Maybe a Slizzard for the Avalac, but that's probably a bit optimistic. And I think we should just be fine in the long round here. Big Woodland will have some Thrive units, but effectively our hero is like a Thrive unit. I mean, even better than a Thrive unit. An invincible Thrive unit, effectively. So what are we going to do? We're going to do Gernichora to start. I think we can then play Avalac if we don't care about it being removed, but maybe just Harpy Egg is quite safe. Not really missing out on any value by doing that. And then probably Avalac after, I think. Will allow us to go with Kairon if we want after that. So go Avalac, see if it gets answered. It might. If it does, it's a bit of a shame because we missed the Harpy Egg point. But if it doesn't, it'll be pretty good for us. Typically, they don't really have 5 damage. I mean, they got the Kairon and then maybe got Imler's Wrath, but he doesn't have a large unit to utilize that, so I think we're safe here. Looks like we are. So I think we'll give immunity to the Kairon. I like that plan a lot, because it's going to be very chunky after we eat the fruit. And probably this Harpy Egg as well. We don't have to eat the Harpy Egg though. Probably let that chill. And we can also get the highest unit, right? And disrupt any plays that he wants to make based off of that. Things like, well, you know, you saw them last game, right? Or last turn, Warden Hound and whatnot. Okay, let's play another one. I love this so much, guys. I can't even... Okay, there we go. Boom, boom. And I think we'll eat this. Again. Just to get the 3 points. Effectively, Brewess can eat all of our Deathwish units, so Karen is just here to probably... I mean, we'll actually probably eat Bridge Troll, I think, as well. I think that's a good idea, right? We don't really want to kill Goliath yet. There's no point, it will just pull out Ghoul and that won't do much. So I think here we want to Bridge Troll up and make our unit the tallest by far. We can eat that. It will buff our highest ally, which is the Karen. That's going to be a very chunky unit. It will be very vulnerable to Yerden, to be fair. So hopefully he doesn't have that. Some players are running it, to be fair. That will give him a little bit less Yerden value though, so not bad. Now we probably can play the Geralt. If we don't, we're going to miss some Gernichora's fruit value, I suppose. Yeah, we should do that.
Let's get this over with.
Kill Goliath, of course. Actually, maybe that's wrong because it gives him Ghoul value or Ozra value or whatever, but I think it's fine. It's actually looking quite close. Yeah, maybe that was a mistake. Could have killed the Brewess for a couple of less points, but no Ghoul activation. But I guess I was assuming he wouldn't have it the way he played it, but either way, we can go with, I think, the Crone now for the buff. And then we will be able to Brewess to eat the stuff, and then Wispess. That's not going to be the best play ever, to be honest. Yeah, really not great. Really getting him a couple of points. So I guess this is a bit greedier, but I think this will get us the most points. It should do. As long as he doesn't find a way to remove Brewess. Oh, the big value. It's beautiful. And there we go. 2 out of 2. I've been finding this deck very good. And it's probably close to perfect at this point, this version anyway. So do feel free to give it a go. I'm loving Gernichora. I think the leader ability is so fun to use, and it just makes your whole deck feel so synergistic, and you have to think about every play and thriving as much as possible. It's really awesome. It's like engine value and all this other stuff jammed into one, jam-packed into one. Very fun. Anyway, I'm loving this patch so far. What do you guys think? Do let me know. Do feel to subscribe. Feel free to subscribe. Do subscribe, please, if you want more daily videos on more decks that will be coming out in the coming week. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.